Greetings, Internet Sojourners, and welcome back to the mmorpg stream. So good to be back with you guys on a beautiful Tuesday night out here in the city of Mist. Now with Lich. I am now a Lich. Mr. Best Friend is now a little bit more mana efficient. We'll just say that. And I haven't really decided on what I'm going to do tonight. I'm in City of Mist, so I might just stick around City of Mist. But it's a little bit dependent on what I see as soon as I turn around this corner. And it looks like the moat is camped. And so I'm probably not going to stick around here because this is like... Oh, you know what? That group over there is pulling from the moat. That's what's going on. So what we're going to do is we'll head back to Raptors because I'm kind of keen on getting that spell, the level 49 pet spell. Outside of that, the only other thing I could think to do is go to Howling Stones. But I'm not sure if I'm just all together ready for Howling Stones. And the Raptors were not the best experience, but they were at least an effective place to find spells, so... We'll go ahead and dump some platinum here. Don't like rolling around with too much plat. I feel like at some point I'm gonna need to, like, get rid of some of these words. I have too much stuff in my bank. Let's see, how are we looking on food and water? We could go hit up, oh, Clock Sweetsy here, she's my girl. Maybe she'll trade me this, Star Ruby for some of her delicious milks. There we go, there's another 150 plat in the bank there. Unfortunately, we need to spend that 150 plat on, what are these? Parados? Paradots? I'm sure it's pronounced Parado, but I like to pronounce things wrong so that people in the YouTube comments correct me. It's for viewer engagement. Oh yeah, 118 plat for those Parados. Oh, that hurts. Oh, it hurts. It hurts me. It really hurts. Alright, let's get on out there. Well, where are we gonna go? We need to go whack something with a hammer is what we need to do. We need to throw on our OT hammer and hit something. Maybe we should hit like this guard. He's a blue con now, I could take him. You looking at me, punk? I wonder how many times people have been in trouble and they throw on their OT hammer and like use it as like a safe gate away. Like they're just praying for that hammer to proc as they're getting their ass kicked. Yeah, I definitely feel a lot better, like the challenge is going better now. I definitely needed a win last night. Last night wasn't even a streaming night either. That was just like a off night that I decided to stream because I'm not going to be able to stream for you guys. Most likely. I'm going to try. I'm going to see what I can do while I'm out in Texas. Sorry, I'm all sniffly tonight. Let's throw on this hammer and hit some dudes till we teleport away. And then we're gonna have invisibility versus undead up on our bar ready to go as soon as we pop in. Trooper Tear, what's up, bro? Scale Wolf Pup. Yes, I don't have melee attack, just... Oh wait, I do have it on my bar. You know what? Might not be a bad idea to loot these skeletons here just in case they drop some bone chips. Does not feel that long ago, even though it is like over 6 months ago I was out here actually killing this stuff for experience. What a good challenge it's been so far. Let's reminisce together for a minute. So, ooh, there we go. Oh, this is a good time to reminisce because we're probably going to be waiting on a boat for a long time. So I started Mr. Best Friend in September of 2023 because I decided I wanted to start streaming again. And technically I had actually rolled Mr. Best Friend in like 2022 or 21. However, I did not play him. I think he was level 2 when I got on him. And he didn't have any twink gear. Nobody had given him anything. So it was he was already Soloselffound, which technically every character begins their life Soloselffound till the first time they trade. And so I got on him, he was level 2, and I actually think I didn't start streaming him right away. If I remember right, I was actually just going to do this without streaming. Like I was a little bit probably bored with whatever was going on in my life. What's up, Velith? I haven't seen you in a while. And so I was just gonna like play Mr. Best Friend, just play him, not stream him. And then I think shortly after, like I might have got him to level 5 or so. That was when I was like, you know what, I should stream. You're right, this is Earthbound. Normally I play like techno music or 90s music, but for some reason today I just felt like doing something different. Let's see. Oh, the guard's not on the dock. I mean, this guard is on the dock, but the guard that can see me. Neutral rockets! What's up? I don't know if I can say I love the soundtrack to Earthbound, but it perfectly fits the game. Huh, what is my opinion on Earthbound's soundtrack? I guess you could say I do love it because I probably listen to it more than, I won't say every other video game soundtrack. I think Chrono Trigger or Chrono Cross probably has that title. Seiken Densetsu 3 might take it because I used to grind Seiken Densetsu 3 music while I used to play WoW and grind to Seiken Densetsu 3 music. Ooh, I like this. Vila says Chrono Cross, probably the best OST ever. Funny because Trigger is a way better game. Yeah, I feel like Chrono Cross's OST is not befitting of, like, it should have been on a better game. I'm not a Chrono Cross hater, but I don't think it's really, like, the game doesn't stand out to me as anything special. Secret of Mana's up there too. I agree, with the exception of one track. There is one track on the Secret of Mana. The whole soundtrack is like all bangers, except for. Let me see if I can find the name of the track. I don't like it. Every time I hear it, I turn it off. It bothers me. Really, how are you gonna post the OST with no track list? How are you gonna do that? How are you gonna make somebody go in the comments and post the track list on your video, bro? Ah, where is it? What is the name of the track? Oh yeah, it's this one. It's called The Curse. Yeah, the bell sounding lich fight. Yeah, you're exactly right. I hate that track. It is not like, it does not bring joy, spark joy. You're like spot on, Velith. You're friggin' batting a 1,000 tonight, dude. Oh man, my work is calling me. It's almost a horror game. Yeah, I feel like most of Secret of Mana is like really chill, and then those like few fight scenes towards the end are like, they totally change it up. What's up, Kevin? This is some OG crew here. When did Velith followed? Dude, Velith's been following since March 23rd, 2021. Kevin, March 28th, 2021. These are some OG names here. No, Velith, you used to like show up. You gave my I'm pretty sure you gave my enchanter the robe that he still has right now, because I used to complain about the banana robe, and I had the banana robe for so long. Congrats on Lich, thank you. It was huge. I wish you could have been there, but I'm glad you caught up. And yes, Neutral Rocket, sorry I didn't get around to answering your question because we were talking about video game music, but yeah, we're gonna head out to Raptors. City of Mist was camped, so my choices are Burning Woods or Raptors. Yeah, I think Earthbound's probably top 5 Super Nintendo soundtracks. Seiken Densetsu 3 is probably number. I'd say Chrono Trigger has just got to be number 1, dude. You can just hear the excitement in that game. So, not a lot of people know this, but when the composer for Chrono Trigger got picked, they told him like, "Hey, dude, you're gonna be the composer for Chrono Trigger." He went home. Yeah, you probably know this. Velith probably knows this. And so if I'm telling the story wrong, just correct me. He went home and composed the opening theme like that day. He stayed up like all night and made the opening theme. And I feel like that opening theme just like encompasses the excitement and the energy that person felt, and I think that's why it's such a damn good opening theme. And then yeah, what is it? Mitsuda. I forget the first name. What was the name of the composer? Yasunori, that's right. And then yeah, you got Uematsu's dude's freaking legendary, like probably the best video game composer ever. I wouldn't. A lot of people like Jeremy Soule, and I can appreciate both of their like bodies of work, but I feel like Uematsu is able to shift styles better than Jeremy Soule. I feel like Jeremy Soule is very like he's very good at what he does, but he only does one thing. And Uematsu like just does it all, dude. Like you can hear similar like similar melodies, similar themes throughout his music, but it's never like one dimensional. Like you'll hear like a certain riff or whatever, and you'll be like, okay, that's Uematsu like to a T. But you don't hear like Jeremy Soule. Like you could probably for me and like I can pick out the games because I've played most of all of them. But like you could put a song from Oblivion, Morrowind, Dungeon Siege, and Guild Wars and Skyrim all like back to back to back, and if somebody hadn't played the games, they would probably think it was like all from the same game because they just all kind of sound the same. Yeah, Chrono Cross is like I do feel like Chrono Cross's OST. Oh, I don't know if I want to say this. Is it better? I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't think it's bad. I agree. It's like it's not bad. I love Jeremy Soule's music, and it's like it hits a mood so good. Kevin says I caught up with the YouTube video earlier. Got a bit sad when he said "too bad, Kevin." And yeah, you and Neutral, man, you guys have been holding it down. I think Crossbeats Trigger, FF6, and Trigger are tied for 2. Man, that's tough. FF6 is really good too. I think part of the reason why I like FF6's music so much, though, is because I like the game so much. And it's not that I think it's a bad soundtrack. It's a freaking great soundtrack. But it's hard for me to like separate the game from the music. Yeah, it's called it's a musical term. It's called leitmotif. I think I said that right. Where you kind of like take the leitmotif, yeah, leitmotif. Yeah, it's that thing. And I love those moments in the Chrono Cross soundtrack where he like grabs some of the trigger stuff and like injects it, and it happens at like points that you don't expect it. So you're like, oh, dopamine. Oh, I felt good. Nostalgia. Even though the whole damn thing is nostalgia now. I mean, shoot, Chrono Cross came out forever ago. I have yet to beat it. I was stuffed in a they're called clues, containerized living unit. I was stuffed in it. I was living in a shipping container in Africa, waiting on a plane for like 2 weeks. I tried to beat Chrono Cross, and even with all that time on my hands, I still couldn't finish it. I fizzled out somewhere probably towards the end of the first disc. It just doesn't grab me. Yeah, I would say FF6, Chrono Trigger. Don't sleep on and stuck in Bahrain in a Clue. Yeah, the Clue life, dude. After living in Somalia in a tent, the Clue was like a freaking palace. But honestly, I liked my tent in Somalia. It was super chill. Um, I had a little bit bigger of a room because I was one of the higher ranking guys on the trip. Yeah, I went to Djibouti. We flew in to Djibouti, stayed like 2 nights, and then flew down to Somalia and stayed down there for like 4 months. But yeah, Djibouti's got the clues stacked like 3 high. They're like little mini apartment complexes. FF6, FF7 battle theme is better than 6's battle theme. Uh, Honestly, at this point, I rate battle themes by like how like which one is less annoying. So you might be right, because 7s is less annoying. By the end of 6, you're just tired of hearing that like it's a little too bombastic. So yeah, I think you're onto something there. And yeah, 7's battle theme builds up. It's kind of like 11's battle theme. Final Fantasy 11's standard battle theme also does. Oh, the boat grabbed me. Yeah, I think 6's like overall soundtrack presentation is better than 7's. Oh yeah, the Pokemon battle theme is just so like simple and iconic. Yeah. It's like Mystic Quest happens to have some really awesome music. I agree. Mystic Quest was weird. You know what? You know what other game has like a sleeper good soundtrack is the SNES version of Waterworld. I don't know why. Like, I don't even know who did that soundtrack. Dean Evans. What did he even do? A lot of people don't know too, although Velith probably knows. Jeremy Soule did the music for Secret of Evermore. A lot of people don't know that. That was, I think, his first paid video game soundtrack gig. If not his first, it was very close to his first. And yeah, it looks like this Dean Evans guy really didn't do anything else notable, at least as far as critically successful games. I don't even know if I would call Secret of Evermore a critically successful game, because it's just, to me, it's a very forgettable game. Donkey Kong Country might be my favorite. That one is, though, all three of them. I think there was 3 on the Super Nintendo. All 3 have like some serious banger tracks. But yeah, Seiken Densetsu 3, the sequel to Secret of Mana was really good as well. Let's see. Super Mario RPG. And if you really want to get down into it, like for that era, even though it was technically not a Super Nintendo game first, Street Fighter 2. Street Fighter 2 has one of the best soundtracks. And a lot of people don't know. I've said that a million times. I'm just going to keep saying it. That was composed by a female composer, which at that point in time was not very common. And she did the music for Street Fighter 2, Mario Kart, Super Mario Kart, the original, and what was it? What's the third one? I know it's Super Mario RPG. Down with the old lady composer. Well, she wasn't old then. It's just kind of hard for me to grip that the fact that people who were in their 30s in the 90s when I was young are now like pushing 70, which is just freaking weird. Like I was thinking about this the other day. Stephen Jenkins from Third Eye Blind is probably like 65 years old. Oh, he's 59. Okay. All right. We're good for another year. I don't know if I would ever play it on stream, but I have a big soft spot for for 2 different like kind of oddities of music. I really like DOS music, like the old DOS Sound Blaster sound. I love SimCity 2000 soundtrack, SimCity 3000 soundtrack, Daggerfall. The guy who composed the Daggerfall soundtrack now makes music for slot machines and lives in Las Vegas. I think it would be weird, but I have had an intrusive thought that I would love to just leave like a freaking candy bouquet or like an Amazon gift card on the dude's doorstep and be like, thanks for the freaking hours of listening. Daggerfall soundtrack is really good. But the other music that I have a soft spot for is like the PC 88 and PC 98 music. Oh, SimCity 1, the SNES port of SimCity 1 had a freaking great soundtrack too. There's so many good soundtracks on the SNES. I feel like for the console wars, like it's really hard to deny just how good the SNES's music was and how that contributed overall to the console just being, I think, better than the Genesis. And there are a few notable Genesis soundtracks, but I feel like they are held back by the Genesis sound chip. And I'll give you guys a great example. This is a soundtrack that I love that I will only listen to in this version. I'm gonna post it here so you guys can check it out. That is the Phantasy Star 2 soundtrack completely redone. Yeah, Secret of Mana, the music on Secret of Mana. Hey, it's Belgaven, I know this guy. The music on Secret of Mana was like so ahead of its time. The first time I heard that, the first time I heard the like forest theme with like the sweeping kind of ambient sound when you're just out, I don't know, killing rabbites or whatever, I was just blown away. I was like, how did they get this Nintendo to sound like this? It was so, and it's so crazy when you put it side by side with like some of the earlier titles on the SNES, and you're just like, these are both being done by the same sound, like by the exact same hardware. It cuts out half the song when you swing. That's funny. I haven't played Secret of Mana in so long, I've kind of forgotten. I think the last time I played Secret of Mana was with my one of my ex-wives, her son. He was like 12, I think. And I was like, hey, dude, we got to play this game together. We can play it 2-player. And I think the way we played it was so ghetto. This was like 2006. We both sat on a computer playing on an emulator, and he used like half the keyboard and I used half the keyboard. And we had to like sit next to each other, like with my hands like on the keyboard like this and his like this. We played through all of Secret of Mana. And then after that, we went through and we played all of Final Fantasy V together. Because Final Fantasy V has like the dual, like you can do the 2-player or whatever. My wife's younger than me, was never a huge gamer, but we played Secret of Mana together on emulator using NetPlay and Hamachi. That's freaking awesome. Yeah, I feel like Secret of Mana is one of those games you can get a non-gamer into pretty easy because it's just so simple and it's so like atmospheric. I think the best thing they did in that game was they made the game pause when you casted spells. I'm sure there's like a ROM hack out there where you can like mod it to not pause when you cast spells, but dude, it's that alone made it like so much easier. She's gotten a lot more into old shit now, played Tactics Ogre and Ogre Battle. Ogre Battle is one of my like white whale games that I'm not sure I'll ever play, but I've always wanted to. I was playing oh, here's one that's got a little bit of a sleeper soundtrack is, well, Ogre Battle is a sleeper soundtrack. But also Bahamut Lagoon. I was playing Bahamut Lagoon the other day, speaking of tactical SNES RPGs. And I've been dipping my feet into the FF6 randomizer. But it's like so hard for me to play it as somebody who has played through FF6 like probably more than any other game. I think I've beaten FF6 more than any other video game ever created. Like I've beaten it on my phone before there was even a phone version, just on an emulator. I've beaten it on my freaking phone afterwards with the phone, the like weird phone graphics one. Beat it on Super Nintendo. I'm pretty sure I beat it on PlayStation with the Final Fantasy Anthology. I don't know. I played through that game quite a bit. And I feel like 6 is one of those games that I can just play through and it like I don't get bored. Yeah, FF Anthology did have like stupid loading times. It totally detracted from the experience. I don't think it was not a good port. Oh man, Wendell's out here and he's killing stuff. Whatever, we're talking about video game music. I'm happy. Tell him to take a hike. Get lost, loser. Pretty sure, did this go all the way through? I want to listen to this, I want to listen to this Phantasy Star 2 on here, so I'm gonna, bear with me, I'm gonna, like, set it up so it should play. Might have to tweak the volume here a little bit. Let's see, can you guys hear it? It says it's going through. Let me know if I need to turn it up. I will never hear this music and not think of playing Pool of Radiance. It's kind of low, okay. Let me see, that might be a little bit high. How about there? And then I can just lower the volume on my end because I'm like really sensitive to loud noise, and so if I can't listen to music too loud unless I'm working out. But yeah, I'm able to lower it on my end. So because what I've found is if I have the music too loud while I'm streaming, I end up like yelling into the microphone. Oh, what a nice guy. He gets the best friend award. So Wendell actually saw me out here and said, hey, you want me to leave that raptor for you? What a total bro. I kind of feel bad because I was a little bit snarky with him last night. No, that wasn't like mean. I was just like, he was trying to trade me stuff and I get annoyed because I'm like, I'm Soloselffound, stop trying to trade me stuff. Let's see, we might be able to get away with the cascading darkness now. Ignite blood, leg. Oh wait, we need asshole. There we go. Oh, dude, the cats are back. You ever play Wave Race 64? That music is nostalgic AF for me. It kind of reminds me of this. Nice. No, I've never played that. Pilot Wings? Pilot Wings had a good soundtrack. I feel like N64 music kind of falls flat though compared to most. Like I don't look at N64 soundtracks with a whole lot of fondness. Oh yeah, Mega Man, dude. Castlevania Castlevania had some real bangers too. Oh yeah, those cats are going freaking nuts out there again. Yeah, Ocarina of Time was good. Majora's Mask, and then I have a soft spot for it. Yeah, Super Mario 64, dude. Bob-omb Battlefield, phenomenal song. Or the underwater, the Pirate Cove place. I don't remember the name of the track, but what else on 64? Okay, so you guys might hate me for this, but I actually kind of like Quest 64's soundtrack. I actually really want to go back and play Quest 64, even though I know that it's like categorically a bad game. I just have this weird like nostalgia for it because I rented, the first time I ever rented a Nintendo 64. Remember back in the day when you could rent a console and it came in like a big ass case? It was like of course we rented I rented Quest 64 because I was like an RPG nerd, and back in those days RPGs were like little treasures. Like they weren't just games that you could just get. You know, now there's so many RPGs out there. I could never play through a fraction of them in my lifetime. But back then, you know, the video game store only had like 3 freaking RPGs. It had like Super Mario RPG, Chrono Trigger, and then occasionally you could get your hands on Earthbound with a big ass box. Remember how Earthbound had the box? It was like massive. Let's check this out. Oh, it's like jazzy. Mega Man X had a great soundtrack too. Yeah, exactly. I played it because it was an RPG that existed. Like, Quest 64 was just was an RPG that was out there. And back then, like, RPGs were not nearly as popular. At least for, like, you couldn't just go rent them. Oh, Breath of Fire, the video game rental section in one video store. The one in, like, the next town over had Breath of Fire. And I would always get stoked when my parents were like, hey, we're gonna go to this town's video store, and I'd be like, yes, Breath of Fire, let's freaking go. Even though that game is so slow, I feel like every time I rented it, I'd only get like, you know, a little way in. That was the whole problem with renting RPGs, was like somebody would always erase your save. So you guys remember doing this where you would get the game, you get home, you put it in your Super Nintendo, and then you'd look through the saves and be like, I guess I'll start from this one because it's kind of closer to where like I was last time, and somebody erased my save. I managed to get extremely lucky. I'm not sure if it's because like it was way after the PlayStation came out, but I rented Chrono Trigger and was able to beat it because one, my parents forgot I had it. So I was able to like hang on to it for an extra week or something. And 2, nobody had erased my save, so I was able to I completely cleared through Chrono Trigger. I was like, this is my chance, I'm gonna beat this game. And I feel like that was the second video game that I ever beat. The first video game I ever remember beating was Super Metroid, which I actually owned. I got it for my birthday. When I was like 7 or 8 years old, my parents got me Super Metroid, and that game is like so simple, even a 7 or 8 year old can beat it. But I was pretty proud of the fact that I beat it even back then. Or I guess especially back then. Didn't really like renting RPGs. You gotta rent the action games. I feel like the stores that I had, that they just didn't know how to like get games that were good. Because the games that I remember having the most fun renting were like SimCity, Super Mario RPG, and Chrono Trigger, which are all like, none of those were RPGs, or none of those were action games. I mean, I remember renting Batman Forever. That game was awful. Like, just a truly terrible game. It was built on the Mortal Kombat engine. I'm pretty sure it was Batman Forever. Just got my 7-year-old nephew into the remake of Super Mario RPG. Nice. Oh, that's true. I did enjoy renting like Killer Instinct and Super Street Fighter. But I was lucky, dude. My parents actually bought me some pretty good like banger ass games. Like I had they bought me Link to the Past when I was like pretty young. That was one I used to rent. They probably bought it for me because they were like, dude, let's just buy this kid this game because he asked to rent it every weekend. Because I would always rent Link to the Past. One time, dude, I walked to the video store. I can't believe it was even open. I had to take a sled with me. There was so much snow on the ground, you could almost walk on top of cars. And I took a sled with me, and my dad made me get like milk and eggs and like bread. But he was like, but you can rent a game. And I can't believe this place was open because like the roads were pretty much closed. My two most rented games were definitely Toe Jam and Earl and Streets of Rage. Oh, I do remember renting this game called Bubsy. Do you guys remember Bubsy? I don't think it was even like a good game. Oh, I remember renting Claymates, which also wasn't a good game. And I remember renting, what was the other one Stunt Race FX, which really wasn't a game. It was more like a tech demo for the Mode 7 graphics on the SNES. Freaking good times, dude. Kid Clown and Crazy Chase. Clay Fighter. I never rented Clay Fighter. Oh, Legend of the Mystical Ninja. I had that, so my aunt and my cousin owned that game. And they loaned it to me, and they never wanted it back. Same thing with Final Fantasy VI. I feel like I have my Final Fantasy VI cartridge somewhere. It's like somewhere in this house. And it's actually not technically mine. It was my aunt's. And I did actually ask her if she wanted it back. I was like, hey, I still have this. Do you want this? House burned down as a teenager, lost all my SNES stuff. That sucks, dude. I spent an entire summer back in 2003 when SNES games were like $3 to $5 a piece, just going to pawn shops and buying as many as I could, and I had like probably 200 of them, and then I lost them because when I got divorced the first time, I think I left them like at my ex's house and totally forgot about them, and then never got them back. But somehow I still managed to hang on to Final Fantasy VI. Yeah, all my PS1 stuff gone. PS2, I have a handful of PS2 over here next to me. There's some PS3 down there. There's some Xbox 360 down there. A lot of Nintendo DS. I wish I had the money to collect Nintendo DS games. And 3DS. 3DS is actually my favorite handheld of all time. I would love to collect all the RPGs on there. There's so many good ones. Oh wait, Mr. Raptor is up. I was not paying attention. I had the original Game Boy. I had a ton of games for that. I had the Final Fantasy Legend 2 and 3. I had freaking Pokemon Red and Blue. I had some really good ones. Oh, dude, I love Fantasy Life. I still have I have my Fantasy Life. I've played that like recently, probably within the last 3 months. Get him, get that root on him. She returned to your fantasy life? That game's probably worth some like money right now. That was one of those like late life cycle 3DS games that are probably going to be a collector's item at some point. I never had a PSP. I did have on my DS, my regular DS, I had the R4 chip where you could download totally legal copies of games and play them. We're gonna go with Dooming Darkness here. Oh, whoops. Where's my Dooming Darkness? There it is. Dude, having Lich right now is so nice. Remember, I was like coming down to the wire. I had no mana killing these guys. Yeah, those were those Nintendo DS, like the R4 chip. I had the freaking Japanese version of Phantasy Star, like Zero, I think it was called. And it was like really hard to play because it was not translated. So, but because I knew enough about Phantasy Star Online, it was basically like a Nintendo DS version of Phantasy Star Online. I was still able to get through most of it. I played Phantasy Star Online 2 that way too. I played it mainly before it was translated. I haven't gotten into it since they translated it and put it on like Xbox and all that. I haven't touched it. It kind of lost its appeal whenever like you didn't have to do all this crazy shit just to play it. Like you used to have like a VPN because they blocked people from America from even connecting to it. Oh, I should have life tapped him before I let him die. We'll just take Lich off. I listen to Phantasy Star Online's soundtrack quite a bit too. That's another really good one. PSO and Phantasy Star Universe. Great soundtracks. Persona too. I don't think Persona music gets enough recognition. I don't play the Persona games. I'm not really a huge fan of those, but I do like the music. I play the Shin Megami Tensei games because they're a little bit more my like style. They're harder, or they're like so hard that sometimes I don't even want to play them. So I'm not sure if I should say they're my style. Because like I've gotten probably 20 hours into a couple of them, and then I'm just like I'll go to boot it up and I'll be like, nah, not tonight. It's kind of like Darkest Dungeon. I love that game, and I've gotten like maybe 15-20 hours into it several times, and then I just look at it on my Steam library and I'm like, maybe tomorrow, not tonight, because it's just so freaking hard. My wife is obsessed with Persona music and doesn't play the game. She just plays Under the Mask on repeat in the car. I used the song from Persona 3 on my Monsters and Memories video. I used Burn My Dread. I'm really proud of the music I chose for that. For that video. Let's see, what should we do? Should we go try to kill another one or just camp? I think I'm just gonna camp this guy. He's just easier. It would be perfect if I had two vicious like side by side. Yeah, I really like the Persona music is like my grinding music for Path of Exile. When I was playing Path of Exile on the PS4, yes, I did that. It was terrible, and for some reason I put probably 100 or 200 hours into it. There's two on the next island. Are they roamers? Are there roamers? Anyway, you can, on the PS4, you can use your Spotify. There are roamers. I'm just gonna hang out here then. I'm just gonna be lazy. I would put on Phantasy Star Online music or Persona 3 music. I did Soloselffound on PoE and it was miserable. I had a point where there was like, to craft an upgrade for my guy was like, I needed like 8,000 of a specific item, and it was just gonna take me like hundreds of hours. What's up, Skyless? Just to farm the stupid like orbs or whatever that I needed to craft this thing, and I was like, this is dumb, I'm not gonna do this. And then I tried to go back and play it again with a new build, and I made it pretty far. Like, I'd beaten the game, I was doing the maps, and then I put the game down for a while, and when I was like, I'm gonna try this again. I downloaded it, patched it, whatever. It took all day, freaking forever to download and patch. And then I got on and looked up my build, and everybody was like, yep, they nerfed this build, it's completely terrible now, no one can even really play it, it's not in-game viable. And I was like, oh my gosh, so they like completely nerfed this build that I had. And it was the perfect build for playing on the PlayStation, because with a PS4 controller, it's really hard to aim your abilities and shit on that game. So I was just playing a build where you could literally, like, you threw this fire aura around you, and you just run into things, and they would just burn to death and die. It was, like, perfect, because you could just mindlessly run around the map, just burning everything to death. But they nerfed it. I don't know if I'll ever play PoE again. It's just too much. It was perfect for me at that point in my life because I needed something that could really like distract me from all the shitty stuff going on. And so it was really easy to like sink my teeth into it and try to figure everything out. But like now that I have, like, my life is like squared away and I'm doing well, I don't want to commit the time to it. Here lately I've been playing Final Fantasy XI on the Horizon server. And that's another one that I'm like second guessing, like, should I actually be doing this? Because this game is a mega time sink. Like, I went fishing for the first time on Final Fantasy XI last night, and it took me like an hour and a half to fish 12 fish and get a single skill up level in fishing. Like, that game is an insane time sink. At least the old version. I feel like I should have seen that roamer by now. Yeah, I have enough mega time sink games in my life right now. It's probably not a good idea to be playing Final Fantasy 11, but I did actually enjoy even doing the fishing. I enjoyed. I'll probably do a little bit more tonight after I get off the stream. Final Fantasy 11 is one of those games where like everything that you can do is based off how much money you have. And there's plenty of ways to make money, they're just all really grindy. There's no like easy button for money. But you pretty much have to have gear to progress in that game past like level 10. It's not like WoW where you can just get by on like shitty gear and just kind of, it's a little bit harder, but it's not insurmountable. Like I was trying to kill enemies that were probably 4 levels lower than me on Final Fantasy. And they were whooping my ass. And I had to go buy like a new weapon and new armor, and that drained my bank. And then I repeated the cycle and made it up like another few levels, and now I'm at the same point I was at 4 levels ago, and now I'm fishing to try to make some money. What's another good soundtrack? What's the next video game soundtrack? Unreal Tournament, that's a good one. Here's some Chrono Trigger, Final Fantasy VI Lo-Fi. Castlevania is always good. Dire Docks, that's the name of that Super Mario 64 track, I couldn't remember. Echo the Dolphin, that's a new one. I haven't listened to that soundtrack. Let's go with Chrono Trigger Synthwave, that sounds good. Well, hopefully we get the pet spell, or at least one of the pet spell words. I think I need 2. Ooh, that's kind of loud. Invoke Death is the name of the pet. Or the spell. And I need words of acquisition Beza and words of requisition. Yeah, we can kill this guy, and then I think I am going to check out that other island. Just because this is a lot of downtime. What's the point in having Lich and then not using it? I got really into synthwave a couple of years ago. Like this synthwave mix here is bringing back some memories. There's actually a really good mix of video game synthwave on YouTube. A couple of them. Oh no, watch out, Lennel. That raptor's about to spawn right on top of you. Oh no. Oh wait, I almost cast that on myself. I'm glad I noticed it. Yeah, somebody mentioned Legend of the Mystical Ninja earlier, and that also has a really banger soundtrack. What's up, Alpha Cyanide? You know, just out here trying to get some spells. I'm a lich now. What you been up to? Nice stash, thanks. I was probably gonna shave it tomorrow. I'm not sure. I'm not in love with the stash. I went crazy and shaved my head and grew a mustache. I look 100% different than I did a month ago. Midlife crisis over here. What's good? What have you been doing in EQ lately? You're one of the few P99 streamers left. There's like 3 of us, 5 of us. It's a far cry from where it was a few years ago. Sometimes people pop in here and they're like, why aren't you playing Quorm? I'm like, because I don't need an excuse to not play Quorm. P99 is where it's at. Cause I like servers that work. Just trying to get 60. You're a necro too, right? All the best streamers are necros. %to do in 57 tonight. Skyless comes in with the hot take. Quorm, best server, no contest. Quorm is ridiculous with all the BS they've added. Yeah, I don't actually even know. I don't even know what's all in Quorm. I just know it's like so different. Cool, appreciate it. Thanks, Cyanide. Pick a site enough is enough to make me never play it, let alone marrying people for XP. You can marry people for an XP bonus? That reminds me of like people in the military. Oh shoot. Oh no. Oh no. That's a fast... That raptor is vicious. He's so vicious. Oh, can I get a root that lasts? Oh my gosh. 3 roots? Or is that guy's like casting spells on him? Aren't boxes of Abu Kar dropping? I don't even know what a box of Abu Kar is. I know that what I was gonna say about the people getting married is like in the military, when you're brand new, you can't live off of the base unless you're married. So people have legitimately gone and like married their buddy just so they could move off base, and then they get divorced like the next week. But like people are afraid to say anything because you don't want to be like that guy just on the off chance that they're like actually getting married. You don't want to like catch a HR complaint, basically the military equivalent of an HR complaint, because you're like, are you guys actually? And they're like, yes. And then you push the issue and they're like, Bing, HR, I'm being discriminated against. but I have heard of it happening. So I could definitely see me and Kevin getting married in EQ just so we can get the XP bonus. I'll let Kevin decide whether or not I keep the stash, being my husband and all. Box of Abukar was a super rare drop that you get off level 35 mobs giant slot with 100% WR. Dude, where did EQ go wrong? Like, when did they start making everything so overpowered? Was it POP? Where it was just like, here's a bunch of shit that would be insane in the classic era that is just like commonplace now. Like a 10 slot 100% weight reduction bag, that's just nuts. That's like game changing. It used to drop in classic EQ, but they stopped it. Yeah, I believe it, because in classic EQ, they didn't even like the fact that people could kite. I learned that when I was going through the patch notes. Like, there was a point in EQ's life where developers were actively trying to stop people from kiting. Like, it was not a accepted method of gameplay, and they were trying to nerf different things that would allow you to do it. Yeah, that just seems a little too... It just seems very disjointed, but I mean, if you've done Classic a million times and you just want a fresh twist on it, kind of like Season of Discovery in WoW, I could see why like people want to do that. But for me, I'm okay with this. There's a vicious raptor there. We might be able to get him if we get it. If we get a root off like now. Oh my gosh. Oh wait, that's just a regular raptor. Oh no. The raptor saw me. Oh, I'm not feigning for some reason. There we go. There was 2 raptors. That's bad. That's bad news bears. Where was that other raptor? I didn't even see him. Oh, he just aggroed from like what? Yeah, because their aggro radius is like insane. I think he's a roamer. I just need to wait for him to move. There's 2 vicious here, a little bit further to the left. I'm just going to try to get like further away and then feign. Yeah, I did see that, Kevin. Actually, I need to get off my ass and make a video about it. And I'm also going to have to build a new computer before it comes out. So now I have like a target goal of building a new computer by 2026. Hopefully I can get that done. They're planning on having tons of rule set servers. That's cool as long as they don't like overdo it and people are split up too much, because that's definitely one of those MMOs that could go into the death spiral really easy. Well, I say it could. The way that they're advertising it now with like the community interdependency and all that. Okay, so there's a roamer there. That's a vicious raptor right in front of me. PvE boxing, PvE no box, PvP boxing, PvP no box. I think they are gonna have an RP server because I saw a dude had talked about hiring a guy just to do the RP server. I could see myself rolling on the RP server. Okay, so there's 2 roamers over here. I don't know. I don't know if I want to do this. I feel like trying to root route these guys right here is just asking for roamers. Yeah, he's right there. He's definitely gonna aggro. There's a regular raptor there. Fight it in the water. Yeah, I can't imagine they would have the RP server be a boxing server. That's just like bad for business. I don't know how you RP a box. Like, I have entranced this man. He is my buff slave. Like, how else would you RP that? These are my 4 identical quintuplets. I used to play an RP only mud. It was a mud that you had to RP 100% of the time, no matter what. There was no out of character whatsoever. They even disliked people using chat programs, like back in the day, like okay, how do I fight this guy in the water? I'm gonna experiment with this. So I just like go under the water like this. Oh, okay. That's a lot easier than it seems. Let's see if I can cast the spell on him like this. It gets a little bit awkward, but we can manage. Anyway, on the that mud. Oh, that's gonna make me sick. On that mud, people would always say, they were like, if you had an alt, they would be like, oh, that character is my brother. That character is my sister. That was how they would roleplay the fact that they had an alt. I still stand by it. That was hands down the most immersive gaming experience I have ever had, and it's unfortunate that I had it when I was, well, it's fortunate but also unfortunate that I had it when I was like 13 years old, and there's no getting it back. Like, I will never play another game that immersive, and I just have to be at peace with it. That's kind of like what Pantheon was planning with the progeny system. Who knows if that is still a thing. I'm in a Discord with a guy who plays Pantheon. I can ask him. He paid for the like early access, so it may still be in there. I don't know. I watched him stream it a little bit and was like casually interested, but it was very awkward to me because it looks like EverQuest 2, And EverQuest 2 came out 20 years ago, so like it's really hard for me to be interested in it. And I'm not a big graphics person, obviously. But I do think it says something if you've been developing a game for as long as you have and it looks like a game that came out in 2004. And I didn't see anything in the gameplay. When I watched him play it for about 30 minutes, I didn't see anything in the gameplay that made me really like be like, oh, I have to play this. I was just kind of ambivalent. I was just like, it's an MMO. Yeah, it looks lifeless, exactly. It's like, yeah, it's an MMO and it's not finished yet. Oh, there's the vicious raptor. I'm in the wrong spot. And I need DMF. Alright, I'm not quite ready to go for this guy, but I have Lich, and Lich will get me mana fast. Skyless says Pantheon is worthless. That is my hot take. I don't know if that's a hot take around here. I don't know. Not a lot of people are actually fans of that from what I've gathered. That game, I feel like, unfortunately, Pantheon, the dream of Pantheon, passed away with Brad McQuaid. Looks like one of those crappy MMOs they tried making on the PS2. I only know of 2 MMOs on the PS2. Final Fantasy XI, which was freaking awesome. I stand by it. I know that game has its faults, but I love that game. And EverQuest Online Adventures, which I unfortunately never played. I would be willing to go and play it if they make it an emulated server. Do they have an emulated server? Oh, I've searched this before and clicked the link. That's funny. It was purple. You know how the links are purple when you've clicked them? Whoops. I think if I remember right, it wasn't like even close to finished yet. Maybe not MMO, RPG was probably the more apt term. Oh, you know what? Kind of like Dragon Quest 8, Dragon Quest 7 or 8. Which is actually a good game, but yeah, when you're out running around in the open world, it does kind of look like that. It just looks like very open and kind of empty. It was really good for its time, but it doesn't look the best now. They waste so much of their time, their funds just redoing parts rather than filling in the world. I wish them all the best. I feel for Pantheon about the same I feel for Quorum. Like, I don't want to see it fail. I just don't care. I need to life tap you. Oh wait, I am trying to DMF this raptor because I am stupid. I want to life tap the raptor. Their creative director has no idea what he's doing. Guy literally has 0 experience with MMOs. I mean, the people that made EQ had no experience with MMOs outside of playing MUDs, which I guess was a pretty good basis. EQ was so close to similar to MUDs that they almost got sued, and the only reason why they couldn't get sued is because MUDs were open source. Like, it's kind of hard to sue somebody when you publish all your code online, and then you can't get pissed when Brad McQuaid's like, sweet, I'll take that and put a graphics, put a GUI on top of it, because that's essentially what EQ is. It's a MUD with a GUI running on it. A lot of them had experience with RPG shareware. That's true. Brad McQuaid made a War Wizard. War Wizard! which from what I've seen is kind of just like almost every other RPG, shareware RPG of the day. It was like an Ultima clone. I think the worst part on the Pantheon, this is a rare like Skyless Raven is chatty. He's chatty tonight. I like it. Worst part on Pantheon is their thing of 24/7 testing, and it was an extraction game. Yeah, they really screwed the pooch with that, didn't they? They pissed a lot of people off with that. Imagine waiting that long for an MMO and they're like, hey, so we're actually going to develop a different game on top of this game so you guys can test, I guess, like a different version of the same game. I don't know. Or a similar game, but not really similar. People are like, just make the damn MMO, dude. We paid you a lot of money for this. I love how Monsters and Memories, those guys have just paid attention to all the dumb shit that's happened. And they're like, yeah, we're not going to do that. Yeah, we're not going to do that either. We're going to do early access, but all you're going to do is pay a sub. I just hope it works out for them. Video games are not cheap to make. Chris Perkins was a teacher and music composer before being made lead game designer of Pantheon. I mean, oh wait, I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say what I was thinking. Message me on Discord if you want to know what I was thinking. Actually, don't even do that because I won't put it even on Discord. Let's just say I was going to compare another historical figure who was nothing what they ended up becoming later, but not in a good way. It's not a good thing. It's not something to be like glorifying. That was my breaking point. Before that, I was like, it has promise. Then they did that, and I was like, nope. Nope. How about no? I wish them all the best. I'm very proud of the fact that I have never paid for an early access game outside of Valheim, which I was able to play on Game Pass first and go, okay, this is good. And I have zero qualms, zero regrets for paying $20 for the Steam version. I don't, to my knowledge, remember committing any other money to an early access game, and if I did, it was no more than $20. Hope it turns out to be a good game, but I'm also not delusional. Exactly, yeah, like, dude, I'm not gonna shit on somebody's dream. If they, like, find a way to make it happen, that's great. I don't understand the tribalism that happens in, like, video game circles and, like, politics and like why do you have to actively root for the other guy to fail? Like, who says that you can't just be like, hey, I hope this works for him? Valheim can be released as a full game at this point. Yeah, exactly. That was the impression that I got. There's like some weird kind of quirkiness to it, but I mean, shit, there's AAA games. AAA games are notoriously bad for just releasing in like buggy, broken states and then being like, we'll patch it. Apparently No Man's Sky is really good. I didn't know this, but No Man's Sky is apparently like a good game now, and that was like one of the first like AAA flops that got everybody's attention and was like, holy shit, what's going on with video games? Cyberpunk, that was another one. I've heard that one's actually good now too, though. I don't want them to fail, but I think it's fair to point out mistakes and shortcomings, especially with the amount of time. Exactly, yeah. I think it's good to look at it from like a pragmatic, like, this should not happen again standpoint. Fallout 76, That's true. That was another one that got a lot of hate, and I've played that game recently, and I actually really liked that game. So I'm not sure how bad it was back then. I think they changed directions, though. I think, if I remember right, Fallout 76 was supposed to be kind of like a Fallout version of Rust. It was supposed to be more like a survival game. And then when that flopped, they were like, we'll just turn it into Fallout, and now people are generally happy with it. I know that I've played it probably about 30 hours, and I've not had a bad experience with it. I enjoy it. I don't wish for any games to fail, but only if devs actually take feedback to improve it. That's true. I would wish for a game to fail if the dev was like a total turd, and I can think of one off the top of my head. The guy doing Camelot Unchained. That guy seems like a turd. That guy seems like he is just not a good dude. I think Pantheon is trying to prove they just improve, they just aren't good at it. Damn. I wish I had the sound effect like the guys are like, oh. Neutral Rockets comes in with the Blizzard. I am so ambivalent to Blizzard. I've gone through like the 7 stages of grief with Blizzard. I loved Blizzard. I like most of you guys, right? We grew up playing Blizzard games. They were good games. And then I went through the I hate Blizzard phase because they started to suck really bad in the 2010s. And now I care about Blizzard about as much as I care about Pantheon. Like, I don't care what they do. I don't care about World of Warcraft. They could release 50 expansions tomorrow and it would get as much attention from me as Pantheon. Like, I just don't care about Blizzard. There's people on YouTube that have made entire careers out of hating on Blizzard. I used to watch those people. Oh, I just rooted myself because I'm stupid. I am a bad player. I should just log out right now. I should just rip the cord out of my laptop and go read a book. And those same people are still making videos trashing on Blizzard, and I'm like, I would too if that's how I pay my bills. That's great. But at this point, as far as me, like, I just don't care what Blizzard does. Like, they're not the same company, and I've accepted that. I'm at peace with it, and you will never get like the Diablo 2 freaking vanilla World of Warcraft days back. Get over it. It's not coming back. Like, those people have moved on, and then the good people that they did get that actually gave a shit, like Brian Birmingham, they fucking forced him. Sorry, I'm swearing because I actually am a little bit passionate about this. They forced him out of the company, and Brian Birmingham was a freaking excellent developer who really cared about WoW Classic and making it the best it could possibly be. Let's do the thing where we go under the water and then we root the guy. And I was interrupted. Why am I interrupted? The guy who makes Season of Discovery now is actually, he's a pretty good dude too. I raided with him and Brian Birmingham in WoW Classic. And those dudes do actually really care about WoW Classic, but like, when I see that, I just go, how long until they do some dumb shit and force him out of the company too? Like, it seems like if you actually care about the game and making a good product, you don't belong in that company. Everyone told Blizzard that Shadowlands was going to be shit. They said they just trust us. Just trust us. We can pull the ripcord if it's not working. Huh. Blizzard has some amazing gaffes, dude. J. Allen Brack. You don't want that. You think you do, but you don't. Shut up, dude. Do you guys not have phones? How freaking high on your own supply are you to like tell people what they want and what they don't want? Like, you are literally a consumer-driven business. And they finally listen and make changes like 6 months before the new expansion. The classic Blizzard expansion life cycle, release a shit game that no one likes, take the whole expansion to fix it, then start all over again. Skyless Raven says, caring about the game and making a good product is frowned upon in almost every company. I agree. They may act like they care, but what they actually do, what these companies are actually doing, is they are hiring psychologists to find ways to milk you of as much money on microtransactions as possible. They're not developing games to create a good product that people enjoy. Back in the day, it was a literal business model. It was called shareware. The word share is in the game, or in the name, because what they wanted to do is they wanted to develop a really good game, and they wanted you to share it with your friends so that your friends would go out and buy the copy of the next episode or whatever. And then they would, on those games, they would have a little splash screen at the end of the game, or whenever you first booted it up, that was like, hey, check out our other products, Commander Keen, you know, you like Wolfenstein or whatever, check out Duke Nukem. Like, they had, that was the whole model, was like, we make a good game and then we want you to share information about it with other people's. Now what gaming companies do is they develop a freaking framework for microtransactions, and then they just try to hook people on any little way they can to freaking pay as much money as possible. Neutral says, I'm so glad my only memories of WoW is TBC when it was fun. That's pretty good. You missed all the shit times. WoW was like the slow boiling pot, dude. Like, it was really good, and then things started to get not so good, but they would like slowly turning the heat up. So like not everybody just jumped out of the pot right away, right, like the frog that jumps out of the pot, you know the analogy? Like at some point in Wrath was when I was like, wait a minute, the heat's turning up, like the pot doesn't feel so good anymore, what's going on? But like I'm not jumping out just yet. And then Cataclysm, I was like, okay, this pot sucks, I'm leaving this pot. This pot sucks, you guys heard it here. Mmorpg, the stoner. Diablo Immortal was the biggest POS ever released. $110,000, right, to fully gear a character. There's like a streamer that spends that kind of money on his character and then streams like him just destroying people as if that's like cool, and people watch it. Like, imagine being such a chode that you spend a literal annual salary for like an upper middle class person on a mobile game, not even a good game. And I don't think there's a single game out there that's worth 110 grand, by the way. That's insane. Asmund spent 10k to prove a point and was still getting, yeah. I don't really blame him for spending that kind of money, because he'll spend that money for oh hey, those are cheers, thank you, come get some. The way that dude explains it is he's like, I'll go spend 10k on like a game, and then it will make me a video and Twitch streaming subs and all that, and he'll make back that money and then some. So it's like a business expense. Oh, we got the giant raptor, dude. What level is that guy? I might ask that Wenley guy to kill him. Let me look this up on the wiki. That is ass. Thank you. Get some. He is level 46 to 47. And he can drop the words, so we're gonna give it a shot. Let's make sure we actually root him and not me. I'm getting like little individual cheers. Are those even worth? Is that like the 1 cent cheer or whatever? I guess I appreciate it, I guess. I need to turn on the... I think I have text-to-speech on, but I think there's a minimum... I don't know, I barely ever get any cheers, so... Just a small-time streamer over here doing my thing. Remember when you used to be able to watch ads to earn bits? I don't remember that. I think I kind of missed the whole bits thing when it came out. Oh yeah, I'm sure they got rid of it. Oh my gosh. Oh, get him before he gets here. Thanks for the follow. Welcome to the Cast Nation. You could only earn like 25 total per day, but they still got rid of it. Twitch is interesting to me because the amount of bandwidth that it takes to run Twitch is kind of crazy. And I don't understand how it's profitable for them. Because anybody can just like me, I can throw a stream up and have like, what, 5 viewers or whatever. Like, I'm not generating Twitch really a whole lot of revenue. In the grand scheme of things, like, I'm generating no revenue for them, but I'm consuming bandwidth on their network, so I don't understand how it works, but I guess it works. That's why we get inundated with ads, yeah. Well, I have ads turned off. Oh, what's up? Got the dancing avocado. Thank you for that. Thanks for the sub. Man, this guy just showed up and just subbed. Wonder if he liked what I said about Blizzard. I owe you guys better emotes, by the way. I fully recognize that I owe you guys better emotes. I will get to work on that. That's actually one of the things I'm going to do while I'm out in Texas. This dude's kind of messing my shit up, man. He must have pretty high MR. Alright, see you in a month. Appreciate it. What is this? Okay, there's like a... Oh, I lost the dino. If this guy doesn't give me a chance to med, this is gonna get kind of ugly. Because I'm down to 16% mana. We're actually gonna get Fear up on the bar just to like... I don't know, I might fear him next time. Yeah, I'm definitely going to be doing getting some emotes done here for you guys. I'm going to get one that's Mr. Best Friend. Mr. Best Friend related. I was thinking about it last night too. I need to lean into the mmorpg theme a little bit more. I kind of came up with that when I first started, and then I lost track of it. I have not done it nearly as much. Thanks for dropping that Cast Nation emote in there, Kevin. Do I have someone who does art? I have purchased art from Fiverr, which I'm not actually really using a whole lot of, but I do still use occasionally, and it was only like 60 bucks or something. It wasn't bad. You could always get one of those bots to do it. Yeah. Those freaking robots that show up and they're like, remember the one that showed up and tried to pretend that they played EverQuest, and they were like, yeah, my favorite games are like Apex Legends. They listed off like the top 5 games on Twitch and then EverQuest, and I was like, bullshit, dude, get out of here with that. Like, You're not gonna convince me with your account that was made yesterday that you play freaking Apex, like Fortnite, Minecraft, Stardew Valley, and then of course EverQuest. Yeah, I was like, dude, get out of here. Dude, thank God for Lich. There's no way I could do this without Lich. Dude's resistance spells and freaking roots are wearing off left and right. Yeah, that was just sad. I was like, can somebody ban this? I couldn't figure out how to ban them. I think they left on their own, actually, because I was making fun of them pretty hard. I'm like, go find somebody that's an easier mark. Yeah, I don't have any mods. I'm not big like that. I'm not a big time streamer. Is he moving away from me? I can't tell. I don't think he is. He's got snare on him. Dude, yeah, Lich saved the day on this one. There's no way I could have killed him without it. I'd have went like 50% mana ago. Of course, no words for my efforts. I think it was worth a full % of experience though, or at least close to one, because I went from 54 to 55. I think he's the only name mob. Neutral, I think that's he can spawn in place of any of the raptors, I think. After that though, I feel like we could root rod giants. It might be kind of tight when we first go up into that giant fort because of how many giants there are. There's a little freaking bug in here. Ow. Bug just put me out of commission. I feel like there's a Chinese proverb for that. Even small fly make big man's shoulder hurt. Yeah, I did see that. He could drop the words for invoke death. That's why I killed him. Plus he was eating up a spawn. I guess after 2 hours out here, or an hour and a half out here tonight, I'm feeling like we got pretty lucky last night with the Lich word. That was just freaking huge, dude. Just, you could see right there, like, there's no way I could have killed that dude without Lich. I don't want to say no way. I might have been able to do it by fear kiting him way the hell out here in the water, but it'd be such a pain in the ass. Lich has made things a lot easier. Fear kiting in the water is miserable. Yeah, like, who wants to do that? There's that freaking bug again. I think they get in through the door. Like, I think they can wiggle their way through like the bottom of my sliding glass door. Because when the wind's blowing really good, it blows my my blinds. So there's definitely a gap. Let's see, is there a roamer? That is the roamer. This guy over here, Wenley or whatever, he's not killing him. Oh, he just aggroed him. Let's go. No, I don't want to fear him. I gotta put asshole back on my bar. Get. No, he's going under the water. Oh, I was interrupted. I thought I waited. I felt like I waited long enough. I love how DMF has water breathing. This would really suck without that. Thanks for the tip on how to handle them in the water too. Neutral. We need to life tap. Oh no. Root wore off. I feel like those words, neutral, sum up Soloselffound in general. It's not ideal, but it works. Like, that's been my entire experience so far. Like, it's not undoable, it's just not convenient, or at some points it's just not enjoyable. This one's got a lot of health. If there's one thing I could change, it would be the skeleton sit animation. I hate how the camera follows the skeleton's head as it sits, because it goes up and then goes down. Come get some. This is the kind of content I came here for, skeleton synchronized swimming. Yeah, you're gonna see a lot of this until I get 2 more spells. potentially just one more spell. I'll probably leave if I get the pet. And in case, since you're our newest sub, I'll explain this is a Necro, obviously level 53. He's Kunark only, so I've never left Kunark. And I won't leave Kunark till level 60. He is Soloselffound, obviously. Which is why I'm out here camping raptors, trying to get spells. And it's been a journey. Neutral Rockets, Kevin have been here for, and Skyless 2 have been here for the entire thing. I think they started watching when Kevin came probably when I was about level 24. Neutral was about level 20. Prior to that, nobody watched the stream because it was terrible. Like I didn't have the green screen yet. I had like the headset microphone. The microphone sounded pretty decent. I've gone back and listened to it and I was like, that headset mic was actually pretty good. In fact, there were points where I hadn't figured out how to like equalize this mic yet. And the headset mic actually sounded better than this mic until I figured out what I was doing. And I still probably spend about 2 hours a week trying to get this mic to sound even better. Like I spent an hour earlier recording. Cheered. Thank you for that. Mr. Best Friend had to beg me to watch the stream. I felt so sorry for him. So I started watching and have felt sorry ever since. Thanks for your sympathy. No, I would record me talking for like 30 seconds, and then I would put it into DaVinci Resolve, which is my video editing software. And then I was listening for all of the harmonic frequencies of the microphone, amplifying them using a bell filter, like a bell curve equalizer filter. And then I made a whole new equalizer that just removes some of those harmonics. Because those are frequencies that you don't hear 100% while you're listening to the vocal track. But when you clean them up, you can it just like side by side, they just sound so much better. You're like the Albert Einstein of audio. I'm terrible with audio, man. It's so hard. But I just try. Like I just put the time in, the effort in to try to get it to like get even better. I'm also streaming in like a really narrow room. Like I can almost reach the walls on both sides here. I do have some acoustic panels up. Neutral says in reality it makes no difference to any normal person watching. Okay, I know, but it's like my little Mount Everest to climb. Try to squeeze as much out of this 100, and actually this was like a $200 mic. I don't know why I didn't just buy the like $400 mic. Yeah, I'm going to be moving my streaming room when I get back from Texas, so I really should stop focusing on the audio for now because it's gonna have to get redone. But I have plans to use a different room. This was just like what worked for us at the time, me and my girlfriend, but we came up with a plan. This room doesn't have AC, and it's okay right now because it's not hot, but I live in the desert, and when it gets hot, it's going to be impossible to stream in here. I have a big fan. I spent like $200 on a fan. It's actually a swamp cooler. But I don't want to have to use it if I can just sit in an air-conditioned room. You need to paint that popcorn ceiling stuff all over your walls. Yeah. I'm just gonna buy 2 more acoustic panels and I'll be done. Because I'll be in a much bigger room here in the summer. Then I won't have like tiny little bugs flying around me too. That'll be nice. It's all baby steps. What I really want to do is I really want to get a better streaming PC, even though I only stream mainly like really old games. But when Monsters and Memories comes out, I'm not going to be able to do a quality stream with this computer unless they optimize that game much better than it is. Because even like Valheim, I stream Valheim and it just it works and it's 60 FPS, but Valheim like stutters a lot. Although I think that's the game. I don't think that's actually my computer. How do streamers do 2 PC setups where they use one for playing and one for streaming? So basically you have a PC playing the game, and then you use a video capture card and you run that via HDMI or USB. Mine does USB. I could actually do a 2 PC setup. I just don't. My other PC is like ancient and I don't think it would make a difference. And you run that into your streaming PC, and then you set it up as a video input. Because I have actually done that when I've streamed Bloodborne before on my PS4, and I didn't use their the PS4 native streaming because it's god awful, and you can't get your webcam on there, and you can't get your stream tag and all your graphics and shit and all your scene changes. You can't do any of that on PS4. So I just use a video capture card. Let's see what we get from this guy. That would be the most ideal setup, but dude, I don't know if I want to spend the money on that. No words, man. So if you get a new gaming PC that works flawlessly, you can still use your old PC. I could try. It may do okay because it's just doing video encoding, and I don't think the video encoding is as demanding as the gaming itself. Here, hopefully I didn't just crash my EQ. Let's see. So I'm looking at my GPU is only running at 30% doing video encoding, 20% right now. And I have OBS up in studio mode where it's got 2 different inputs so that whenever I change scenes, I can see what scene I'm changing to before I actually change. Because sometimes if you run into performance issues, they say turn off studio mode because it's basically duplicating. Right now, there's 3 EQs up. There's 2 on OBS plus the one up on my second monitor plus the one up on my main monitor. And this computer has streamed and played Fallout 76 with 60 FPS. So it's not a terrible computer. Monsters and Memories it does not though. The moment I turn on OBS, M&M starts running at 30 FPS. If you want to do blindfold speedruns, you need 3 monitors. Well, what I actually do is when I do my blindfold speedruns, totally legit, just Clean Pwns a lot, is I have little mirrors right here, and I've actually trained my brain to see the game backwards and transposed. But that's just how I do mine. Eminem said the reason they haven't had playtests recently is because they want to optimize the game better to avoid the issues. They didn't like the lag. Yeah, I feel like the lag they kind of figured out, and at least the network side, but now they need to work on the video side. Because that first playtest that I played on in November was like, it was cool because I could run around and just explore, and that's all they actually had way more content in the game than I expected, so I wasn't mad at all. But it was really hard to kill stuff because you'd like cast a spell on it and then the spell would go out like 10 seconds later. Kalari, what's up? I load Valheim and mine starts to wheeze. Yeah, Valheim gets my computer going pretty good too. I've got it pretty well optimized at this point, but it definitely has some issues. I think that is what they are doing. They did a great job hot fixing it, but they don't want issues like that going forward, yeah. I thought it was still like really good, and then the December playtest was just like playing a game I had paid for. Like I had no issues during the December playtest. Get rid of all the bloom and chromatic aberration crap. Yeah, I probably could do better just getting it like tweaked. Chat server is this? Red? Red is a chat server. This is green. This is P99 green. Velith, what's up? Haven't heard from you in a minute. December was awesome. It had some hitching and lag, but only when there were entirely too many people. Yeah, the December playtest was... I had a blast, dude. I played so much. That was... outside of my 24-hour stream, that was the most video games I'd played in, like, a 24 or 48-hour period in, like, 10 years. I felt like a... Oh, wait. No. I felt like a total nerd. Which is not uncommon for me, but more so than usual. I love December. I had a bunch of footage of it. I might have put up, but I just deleted basically all my videos of everything. Dang, did you get like... What was the catalyst for that? I'm actually really proud of the fact that I have like... Not proud of it as in it's like a huge accomplishment, but I think it's cool that I have like 20 hours of just old school footage of Eminem from before it came out, because I feel like those videos are going to be cool to look at in like 10 years after playing the game for a long time, to go back and like look at Night Harbor when it first was being developed. They're going to be good historical records of the game. And like the recap video and all that, like, hey, this is what we did. We went to Telekir, we went to the glass flats before the tower even had textures on it. I had the highest level footage, I think, of a non-friends and family test. Fun Wormsbane duo run at like 15. Yeah, that is pretty high. I wonder what the highest level character is right now. That's not a GM or somebody that's able to play whenever the servers aren't actually up. 16 was the highest on the test. FNF and GMs. What's FNF? Oh, friends and family, okay. Yeah, I had this guy, Wolfrin, I was grouping with that was like gunning for freaking world first. That dude was just grinding hard. I don't think he slept the entire weekend. Life stuff, left my Discord and all that. Yeah, I can't blame you there. That's life stuff was why I did not stream for like 2 years. I was like, I don't want to have anything. I wanted to have like no public presence whatsoever. And it was like not depressing, but I really wanted to stream, but I did not want to just crack that open just yet. I quit grinding after 15 because the XP died. Turns out it was a bug in the XP calcs, and 15 was basically a hell level. I'd assume they didn't want people to get much higher. Yeah, it could be. Or it's just a bug, I don't know. I'm sure one of those loving robot or whatever could probably confirm that if they didn't already. A month ago, had some family problems, gonna end up moving to be closer to my parents. Yeah, that's unfortunate, I'm sorry. Yeah, I feel you. Ollie confirmed it, XP got recalced after the test and people's levels changed. Nice, you're gonna log back in and you're gonna be higher level. Or that, it sounds like that already happened. So you gotta level out of it. You got some offline levels, that's cool. No, I'm really excited for Monsters and Memories. I think my my gaming outlook is going to be something like EQ pretty much until EQ, Valheim, whatever other games, but main game being EQ until Eminem comes out, and then I'll just make the jump over. And it's perfect because EQ streaming and then Monsters and Memories streaming is going to be like there's a lot of crossover there in the audience, so it's not going to be like I'm jumping ship and going to play like Apex Legends or some stupid shit. Kevin says I'm quitting everything when Eminem comes out. Yeah, I'm quitting my job. No, I'm just kidding. I'm quitting everything. My wife was doing with me too, so I had to make her happy. I don't think she liked grinding Crocs all day. Quitting life, I'm gonna stop eating. That's hardcore, dude. Telekir was awesome. We went to Telekir too. I didn't even know it was a dungeon. We were outside of Telekir on the first night of the playtest. And then on the second day, I got invited back to a group and they were inside Telekir. It was super cool. Did some event boss setup in Wormsbane where like the first 6 bosses were all in one room. The dungeons were tough. I like that. Yeah, dude, Wormsbane. If Zukin hadn't showed up and summoned our bodies in Wormsbane, I would have been like starting over from scratch, because where I died was just, it was not going to happen. I was not going to get my body out of there. Roamed around to every zone I could find. I think I hit pretty much all of them for the last few hours. I tried to climb the tower in Glass Flats. I made it pretty high up on the tower. Kevin, what class did you try? I've thought about playing something else too, but I'll probably just play the Necro. I mean, Necros are so cool. I feel like it's hard to screw the Necro up. Oh yeah, Spellblade. That sounds like one of those niche classes that's going to be really hard to balance and really hard to get right, and they're probably not going to come into their own until much later. I'll say if there's no like EQ analog to any class, they're going to have a hard time balancing them at first. It was really strong, but it was kind of boring, almost like a Wind Fury Shaman. Yeah, that's right. I grouped with one of those and he said the exact same thing. It was like Wind Fury. You get those procs and everything's good, and then like the next mob you're fighting, if you don't get any procs, you're almost dead. I'll probably have multiple... Aw, dude. Of course it's gotta be this guy. I'll probably have multiple classes, multiple alts on there, because I'm gonna really invest in that game. Probably even more so than like I did in WoW Classic. Or similar to WoW Classic. Yeah, Beastmaster for sure. Let's go words. Yeah, exactly. Hopefully we get words, because I gotta go after this guy. Get the root on him. Don't let him get in the water. Don't. There we go. We're gonna have to go in the water with this guy, though. There's no way. Roots just don't last long enough on him. Yeah, Beastmaster was one of my favorite classes in EQ. And I will definitely be playing one there too. Aye. Yeah, if I can't get root to last on this guy, this is going to be miserable. I'll read the comments here in a second. I'm going to focus on getting this guy down. Looks like I got some time. Necro or BM is probably the way if you want a small group or solo, but Monk felt really fun, yeah. Inquisitor is one that I'm kind of looking at too, because it is like an enchanter melee hybrid, which that's another one that sounds like it's going to be tough to balance, but could be really cool. I'm wondering if Inquisitor is gonna really be a tank though. It almost seems like it could be more like a similar role to like an enchanter, where you're more of a support class with some oh my gosh, can I get a root that lasts more than 5 seconds, please? I need to drain some life from him because I'm starting to get low on life. Hopefully we can get some mana back here. Why did the water turn green? That's bizarre. Inquisitors often find themselves as the focus of their foes' attention. That's funny. I didn't know that they were going with the tank role for Inquisitors. Okay, so I have two dots on this guy and a snare. I'm at 30% mana. If I can get root to just last more than 5 seconds, we can recover some mana here. But like the United States government, we're definitely in a severe deficit. Because I'm gonna have to do 2 more dots here in a second. Actually 2 dots and a snare here. Oh, come on, the fizzles, really. Just eating my mana. And there goes another Paralyzing Earth. And there's a resist. This might... And he's about to be unsnared. Oh, it's fizzling and it's resisting and it's... Oh. Why do you do this to me, game? Oh, that's great. It just wore off again. And snare is off of him now. I have 1 dot on him right now. If I keep swimming out, I'm going to run into a shark. We're also at a point where we need to life tap. This one might be scuffed. We're gonna hold the line as long as we can. Lich is carrying us right now. Yeah, make sure you can feign. Yeah, don't. I've done that before where I've gone down to like too low a mana to where I can't feign. I'm just gonna squeeze every second out of these dots. He's almost in run range. Just face tank it? Yeah, that's a good idea. I could do that. I feel like if I drop one life tap on him here in a second, he'll be pretty much in run range. And it didn't fizzle, so that's good. Oh no, he's not quite in run range yet. Man, Splurt would make this like so easy. I'm just going to be patient here and regen some mana. I think once, unless he's a no-run mob, he might be immune to flee. But I think once he root breaks, he should start fleeing. We're going to tap him again. We're going to go full health. Yeah, he's at 4%. And Asshole will finish him. Thank you, Lich. Dude, Lich saves the day. Said it before, but that would have been impossible without Lich. Take that, Dingus. Let's see what we got. Oh, words of grappling? What is that? What is words of grappling? It is for Bond of Death. Okay, well, hey, I mean, we got some words. I'll take it. That's a good way to finish out the night. Let me rebuff DMF here so I don't log in and drop right in the water. Yeah, let's go. It's not really the words, like, if I could have picked, I would have taken words of Otis or words of Requisition, but still, I mean, words are words. Well, this is a good time to call it, so thank you guys for watching. Really chatty tonight. Really appreciate all the chats. Great discussions tonight about Blizzard and video game music and video games and all that. So thanks for the new sub for Come Get Some. Really appreciate that and all the cheers. But yeah, check me out. I should be back tomorrow. I'm not going to make a 100% promise. Words of Otis Redding. Yeah, that's what that does sound like. If I'm back tomorrow, I'll be playing Valheim. And if not, I will be back Thursday. So this is the Mmorpg. Thanks for watching and stay classic.